Hey guys, welcome to this tutorial. My name is Timster. Today I'm going to be going over part 18 in the Project FPS tutorial series. So in the last part we went ahead and we got aiming down the sights, going for both of the weapons, so both the primary and the secondary. So again, if you haven't already seen that tutorial, go ahead and check it out so you'll be up to date. But apart from that, we'll get straight on into this tutorial. So what we're going to be doing in this tutorial is adding in the blood around the sides of the screen that depends on how much health the player is on. So the first thing we're going to do is go up here and call our scene main. Then we're going to click the plus, copy settings, and change this one to overlay. Now on our overlay scene, we're going to press Shift A and choose camera, Alt R to get rid of the rotation, and let's move it up. I'm going to press Shift A and add myself a plane, numpad 0, S to scale, and we'll make it fairly large, something like that. SX, scale it on the x-axis, and something like that should do. Now this here I'm going to call blood screen, actually underscore screen 1, so blood screen 1. And then what I'm going to do is over here give it a new material, no specular. We're going to scroll down, turn on shadeless, and keep scrolling, transparency to nothing. Then a new texture, image or movie. Keep scrolling, UV over here, and alpha down there. Now for our blood textures, I have made them myself, and I'll leave a link down in the description below. However, if you want to go ahead and make your own, feel free to do so. I have my first image in here. Now I'm going to press Tab, U, and Unwrap to unwrap them, and then I'm going to press Tab to go out of edit mode. Now when you are making these, make sure that the ratio for the screen width is the same when you're painting them as the camera that is in the game. So that is that done. So we have our first blood screen here. Now what I'm going to do is press Shift D to duplicate and move it over here. Then I'm going to go to this materials panel here, select the 2, do the same in the texture tab, and open up the second image, so blood screen 2. Alright, so we have our second image as well. Then I'm going to press Shift D to duplicate that, next one, and do the same thing, number 2 in the materials, number 2 in the textures, blood screen 3. Alright, and then Shift D, move it across here. This one can be blood screen 4, so number 2, and then blood screen 4. Alright, and then the last one, that's Shift D to duplicate and move it up, and then select the 2 here, and the 2 here. Alright, and open that up, and there we go, we have our 5 different blood screens added in. So let's select, we'll make sure they're named properly, so blood screen 1, blood screen 2, blood screen 3, blood screen 4, this one over here, and then blood screen 5 over here. Whoops, blood screen 5. Alright, cool. So now what we're going to do is we will select this one, and let's just move this up here, so over there. Then press Shift A, add ourselves an empty. This is going to be our blood controller, so let's go ahead and call it that. Blood controller, and then also I'm going to press numpad 0. Go into the cameras view, move this down, and over here, let's add 2 properties. This one is going to be health, and that will be an integer. This one here is going to be regen, for regenerating health. That's going to be a boolean. I'm going to select both of these eyes here to make sure we can see them when we press P in the top left hand corner. So now what we need to do is we need to set it up that when the health is within a certain interval, each of these will get removed or added. So over here, let's go ahead and add ourselves a property, and this is going to be an interval. And when the property health, so when it's at an interval, let's say minimum of 50, negative 50, and then a maximum of, let's say 20. So the reason we're doing negative 50 is because if the player, say, gets shot by the enemy with a really high powerful weapon, if the player is at 1 health and the gun does, say, 40 damage, then the health will go down a significant amount below 0. So again, negative 50 should be a good value. Now in here, minimum and maximum, 20 is, yeah, again, the maximum. So we're going to select the AND here, and we will join that in. We'll also choose a NOT AND controller, join that in there. Then I'm going to hold down Shift and select this. So blood screen 1, add 2 visibility controllers, like so, and then make one of them not visible. So when it's not within that range, we'll make it invisible, and when it is within the range, we'll make it visible. Alright, so that is all of those done. Let's just put minimum for the minimum number of health. Alright, so one more thing we need to do is we need to also go over here and set it to no collision and invisible. So now when we press P, that should be visible because the health is equal to 20. However, if it's more than 20 and we press P, it will become invisible. Alright, cool, so that is that done. Let's go ahead and add another property. I'm going to say less than 20 for this one. This one will be less than 40. So let's put the interval here of a minimum of 21 and a maximum of, say, 40. There we go. So this one here will be health again. True pulse, although hopefully we shouldn't need true pulse. No, so let's just leave true pulse off for now. Let's add an and. Let's add a not and. Join them together and hold down shift, select blood screen 2. This one invisible, that one there, and that one there. Also no collision and invisible for this over here. So let's quickly do that for all of them. No collision and invisible, and no collision and invisible, and the last one. No collision and invisible. Alright, so back to the controller here. Visibility 1, that should be fine. That one there should be fine as well. So we can minimize both of those. Let's add 3 more properties. So 1, 2, 3. And then this one here, again, that will all be interval on health. So interval health and interval health. And then what we're going to do is when all of that is equal to true, so if it's less than 60 with a minimum of 41, maximum of 60, then a and a NAND controller, join those two together, and then we need blood screen 3, 2 visibilities, and there we go. Alright, minimize both of those, and that one is done. This one over here, less than 80, and let's put 61 and 80 in there. And a NAND, join those both together, minimize those two. Blood screen 4, 2 visibilities, turn that one off, that first one and the second one. Now this last one here is going to be when it's less than 100, so let's put 81 as a maximum, as the minimum, sorry, and 99 as the maximum. So if it's within that range, then we will go ahead and end in our blood screen 1. So actually, I think I've done these in the wrong order. So we're getting more blood the more health we get, which doesn't make much sense. So actually, we're going to have to get rid of all of those and just minimize these two. Now, when our health is close to 100, there won't be much blood, so blood screen 1 will be the one to go with. So let's go ahead, hold down shift, select blood screen 1. Then with these ones, let's join those two in, like so. Alright, so now blood screen 2 will be the next one. So this one over here, and that will be the next two, like so. Then blood screen 3. And the last one is going to be the first two. So that one goes in there, and that one goes in there. Alright, cool. So that should be all of that done. Let's go ahead and try it out. So if I go and add myself a property that adds to the health, so if I hold down, say, the Z key, then we want to go ahead and add to the property health 1. So add health 1. Alright, numpad 0, and actually we want to be able to see these, so let's press P and hold down Z. Oh, we're going to have to tap it, so let's set that to true. Alright, there we go. Now I'm going to quickly get rid of that, and get rid of that as well. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add another property, and we're going to add regen is equal to true. So we can regenerate health, and then also we want health to be less than 100. So I guess just not equal to 100. So yeah, let's just go for interval and do a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 99. So if it is within that, then we'll go ahead and get our value added. So let's add an AND controller, join those two together, like so, and set that to true, maybe on a pulse of say 10. And then this one over here as well, 10. Alright, and yeah, that should be good. So let's minimize both of those, add that one in there, and then on this side, we're going to go ahead and add, add to health 1. Alright, so let's set health to, say, 2, and then let's press P. And so now, we don't have regen at true, so set it to true, press P. And there you go, we have our health rising from 0, so there we go. Now what we want to do is select this one, press Shift S, cursor to selected. Then this one, Shift S, selection to cursor, and do that for all of them. Now because only one of them is visible at a time, it doesn't matter if they're all in the same location, even if it looks a little bit funny right now. So as soon as we press P, you'll notice only one of them shows up. Alright, cool. So that is our main setup done for the blood effect. Alright, so what we're going to do is quickly name this to Regen, and then rename this one over here to Health Regen, I guess. So Health Regen. And so we'll minimize that one as well. And then under the blood controller, let's add a message and say hit. So instead of hit, let's just put bullet underscore hit. So if you want to, you can have different types of damage that the player can take. Maybe there can be one for falling damage, maybe one for damage from fire or something, which will be a little bit less. So I'll just have one for bullet hit. And let's go and put that in here, bullet hit. And then what we're going to do is over here, add an AND controller, join that in like so. And then what we're going to do is we want to remove health. So blood controller, let's go to property, and we want to add health, and then however much damage you want your bullets to do. So let's just say minus, I don't know, 25 or something. Alright, so yep, there we go, that should be good. So now what we can do is, actually let's make it minus 30 or something, maybe 33, and then we'll minimize all of those. Alright, so if we send that message through, then that should pop up over here. So now what we're going to do is go back to our main scene, and let's go to our eyes, or our camera, add an always sensor and controller, and then over here, add scene, and we're going to add ourselves an overlay scene. So this one here, and then here we'll add ourselves the overlay scene, then we'll press P, and there we go, we have blood on the screen. So now what we want to do is minimize all of those, and what we want to do now is we want to get the regen property turning on and off. So what I'm also going to do to this blood controller is add myself a timer. So basically what I'm going to do here is set the timer to an integer of say 60, and then set this to true as well. Then I'm going to go up here, add myself a property, and what we want to do is we want to make sure that timer is equal to 0. So let's join that in with the health regen here. Now if we do get hit by a bullet, we don't want to be able to regenerate health while we're taking damage. So what we're going to do is at the end of that, we're going to, on the blood controller, we will also go ahead and assign timer back to 60. So it could be 60, let's actually make it 120 so there's a longer wait time. So let's go over here and add ourselves a property. If timer is not equal to 0, then on a true pulse, what we want to do is we want to count down. So let's join that in like that. And let's go to our property here and add timer -1. Now what we could do let's quickly just put this in here, add timer -1. Now to make this easier, instead of 120, you could just use 12, and then over here, just set the frequency to 10. So that is basically the same. Alright, so that should be about it. So hopefully that should be easy enough. Timer is not equal to 0, and then up the top here, timer is equal to 0. Alright, so that should be all of those named. Let's just assign, well I guess just timer is equal to 12, and then this one over here, timer -1, and then quickly name this one over here, health -33, and then this one over here, health +1. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our main project, and we need some sort of trigger to go ahead and will hit our player. So just for now, I'm going to go over here to my eyes, at a keyboard, at Z, and then I'm going to send a message to our blood controller, and that will reduce the health. So let's just call this, I think it was bullet _hit, and then it was Z. So let's just put that on tap. Alright, and one more thing we need to do is go back to our overlay, change the timer to 12. Alright, back to the main, and let's try that out. Alright, so our timer is back to 0, and our health is regenerating. So now, if we wait for the health to be greater than 33, and I press Z, we get put back down, the timer goes down again, and then there we go. So there we go guys, that's the end of this tutorial. If you enjoyed it, let me know with a like or comment down below. That would be greatly appreciated. Let me know if you're enjoying the series so far, and if I should come out with more as well. But apart from that, again, hope you enjoyed the tutorial, have an awesome week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.